wishing for. Maybe you should wish it more. Maybe the world is yours. Maybe when it rains it pours. I don't know how to wish anymore. I don't know how to wish anymore.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kelvin here. Avion wanted me to get y'all this little solo Saints video, so that's what I'm going to do. I ain't really got a name for this, so let's just jump straight into this. Saints football is back, and hey, we started off 1-0. That's the best way to start, with a dub. And right here, right, I'm gonna share my screen real quick just so y'all can see this. Bam, right there. That's all James is eating right there. Dubs. Look, the game was a hard-fought game. Not gonna lie, being a Saints fan, I swear to God, it's gonna take about 5 years off your lifespan every time you watch a game. But besides all that, I'm really happy about the outcome. Obviously, a Saints win really sets up my week. If the Saints win on Sunday, oh my God, I'm about to have a really good week. Promise you, if they lose, whole week's about to be in the trash can. Throw it away. It's over with. But getting into these stats here, right? 27-26 dub over the Falcons. The Falcons, as people like to call them. I just call them trash cans. It is what it is. They really thought they was about to come out here and punch us in the mouth and get a dub. Well, not so fast. So we were down 16 going into the fourth quarter, and we came back and won because the Falcons did what the Falcons do best, and that is choke. So just get into a little bit of what happened in the game. First quarter, it started off pretty good. We were up 7-3 in the first quarter because of a Taysom Hill burst of energy. He had two big runs, and one of those runs resulted in a touchdown. Pull up my little notes here. Taysom is a weapon, man. Taysom is a weapon. I think that we should have utilized him slightly more throughout the game because the running game with him was working a lot. But then really after that, everything just kind of went downhill. The offensive line looked pretty trash up until the fourth quarter. Really everything looked trash going up until the fourth quarter. And I'm not going to lie, I was very concerned, and I'm a little bit worried still. But we're going to get into that a little later. So at halftime, we were down, I believe, 7-13 or 7-16, my bad. Which really ain't bad. That's really a one-score game. So, I mean, I'm capping, actually. It's not. It's a two-score game, maybe. I don't know. It's 11 o'clock. Your boy a little gas right now. Boy don't really feel like doing his math. But either way, you got to score some points to catch up. But the offensive line looked like they were absolutely lost. Dean Pease, the defensive coordinator for the Falcons, I got to give credit where credit is due. The man was throwing the Madden nano blitzes. I mean, I swear to God, I haven't seen nano blitzes hit that hard since like Madden 17, I promise you. The man was doing this in. James Hurst, who is now our starting left tackle due to Teron Armstead departing in free agency this year, and Trevor Penning, our first-round draft pick with the 19th pick overall this year, is down with a toe injury. I believe it's like some very severe turf toe or some dumb shit like that. But the offensive line is kind of patchwork at the moment. Andres Pete kind of sucks, but we knew that. Cesar Ruiz is damn near unplayable. And he showed that. He showed that he's just about a liability. I mean, I could go out there and put a picket fence out there, and it would do a lot better protecting my quarterback than Cesar Ruiz. But not to be too hard on the guy. I mean, well, I am going to be too hard on him because this is about year 3, and I'm tired of seeing that shit. So, yeah, the offensive line was absolutely tragic. Jameis had about little to no time to throw, and Jameis Winston's first read, if you pay attention to him, his first read is always to go deep. And, I mean, that's fine and all, but when you're not getting any type of protection, that's not really what you want to do. You kind of really want to look for your intermediate and short routes, but that's just not who Jameis is. And I think this offense, Pete Carmichael, offense coordinator, was trying a little bit too hard to try to kind of not really replicate the Drew Brees offense, where it's short and intermediate games and the occasional deep ball. It's kind of like a modified version of that offense where it does have a little more vertical flexibility for the deep shot for Jamie because he has the arm strength to get the ball downfield, and we have the receivers to do that. So I think that Pete Carmichael, he adjusted at halftime. As you see, we scored 17 points in the fourth quarter. We just woke up out of nowhere, but I'm gonna get into that a little later also. But yeah, I think this offense as a whole for the first three quarters is not the offense that Jameis Winston needs to be in, and I think Pete Carmichael realized that, and he started doing more 4 out and 5 out type situations. He started spreading out the offense a lot more for Jameis, and the offensive line, thank God, started blocking a lot better because if they didn't start blocking better, we were not going to win that game at all. We was probably going to still get punched in the mouth. And the Falcons punched us in the mouth. They did, and we didn't know what to do. What to react to. Cordell Patterson is out there looking like Derrick Henry, running the fuck out of everybody. Like, dude went crazy. I can't even lie. And this is the second game in 79 games that the Saints have given up a 100-yard rusher. They did it, I believe, 2 years ago or last year to Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders and company. My dog's tripping back there. Sorry about that, y'all. But, yeah, I think that just overall everything looked sloppy. The offensive line play was terrible. The defense seemed like they just couldn't get it together. And I really think that's just mostly just due to communication. Hey, bro, what's the problem? Man, dog tripping out here. All right. Yeah, I just think that's just due to communication errors because we do have 2 new safeties back there. And the new guys on this defense haven't really played together that much. They played about 1 preseason together, but that's just not enough. The defensive line needs work. We didn't get any pressure at all. All right, bro. You can chill out. Dang, trying to record for the folks. My bad, y'all. He's spoiled as hell. He can't survive in the damn kennel when I'm in here. So I think that the defensive line needs work. They wasn't getting any pressure at all. And the defensive tackle spot looked a little worrisome because they just they were getting run over. They just was. All right, bro. I'm gonna get you out. All right, I'm back. Sure, my boy Avion can edit that out. So yeah, defensive line. Defensive line needs improvement. They wasn't really getting too much pocket push. They wasn't getting a lot of pressure at all on Marcus Mariota, which I get it, running quarterback, but I mean, come on now, you got to have some type of pass rush going on. The defensive tackles didn't look too strong. I mean, just because the inside runs and the power runs were working pretty damn well for Atlanta. And they just really played smash mouth football on us for a while there, and it was working. Linebackers did pretty decent in my opinion. Bradley Roby is damn near unplayable. Number 21, for those who don't know. I mean, the guy is burnt toast. He just looked like Eli Apple Part 2 out there, or Brandon Browner Part 2, whatever tickles your fancy. Don't want him out there. Paulson Adebo was out with a ankle injury, I believe. So that's why Bradley Roby was getting those reps. Justin Evans is a dog. We picked him up this offseason. He was a starter for the Bucks, I believe, like 2-3 years ago, but he's had multiple season ending injuries. So, his career almost got derailed there, but we came in and saved the day. And the man's a dog, just like he was when he started for the Buccaneers. And he filled that nickel spot. Everyone was worried about how the defense was going to react without Chauncey, but I think Justin Evans held it down really well because he got the most nickel snaps. I believe he got 25 reps at nickel. And once we get more Alontae Taylor reps, I think we're going to be completely solid at that position. Really, as far as like the safeties were a little rough. Marcus May had, a little incident with a little pass interference. I didn't see shit. I don't understand that. Yeah, he tugged a little bit, but it didn't impede wide receiver's progress. But all in all, the defense got it together. I mean, I'm not really too concerned about defense. I know they're going to figure it out because this defense is going to be good no matter what. But the offense, though, once the offensive line got it in order, once the offensive line was able to get Jameis some type of time, some resemblance of time, we were able to get the ball out. And you see what happened. 17 points in 12 minutes of football. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at right there. But just going into some general notes that I have, since that's my little rundown of the game as a whole. Will Lutz. No, you know what? Nope. I'm getting that later. So first note I have, Taysom is a weapon. Taysom needed to be implemented a lot more to me. As I've said earlier, his running was very impactful for us, and I think that if we would have kept that up, we would have been a lot better off. Juwan Johnson, our backup tight end, he is getting a lot better at blocking. I believe on that Taysom Hill touchdown run, it was Juwan Johnson who threw a very crucial block there to get Taysom in. And of course, he's a threat in the passing game as well because he used to be a receiver. Adam Troutman, he's an absolute non-fucking factor in the passing game. Once again, third year in a row of this shit, and I'm just about my last straw with him. And if Juwan can just keep improving on his blocking, because I know that's why Adam Troutman is out there, but if Juwan can keep improving on his blocking, I don't really see a reason to even keep Adam Troutman out there. I'm going to keep it 100%, which I'm going to keep it a honey bun with y'all. So he needs to get together. The defense, very shaky start for the defense. But like I said before, that's just communication. I'm not really too concerned about it. But I do think we need to go ahead and sign Duncan to help with the defensive tackle position because that does seem a little weak right now. And I just need to see a little more out of Peyton Turner and Marcus Davenport. I really do. That's 3 first-round picks combined in 2 guys. So I really need to see a little more out of them. Marshawn Lattimore is an absolute lockdown. I don't care what nobody says. He's top 5, top 4, top 3, top 2, and he ain't number 2 cornerback in his league. Argue with your mama. Don't give a damn about what you say. You don't hear nothing from him unless he commits a penalty like what he did. And that was, I believe it was unnecessary roughness or taunting. I mean, whatever dumb shit he said at the end of the game that put him in a position to kick a 63-yard field goal or attempt a 63-yard field goal. We know how that shit ended. Seems like there's always a block kick, though, when the Saints and Falcons play. And it's never in the Falcons' favor. But usually, either way, there's always some kicking mishaps. I mean, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, the Saints gave up 3 onside kicks in a row. That was disgusting. And it seems like just every year the Saints either block a punt or block a kick. Shout out to my boy Steve Gleason. But yeah, Marshawn's locked down. Jalen Ramsey got cooked, so I don't want to hear shit about him being better than Marshawn ever again. So I already mentioned the defensive line has to get better. The offensive scheme has to change to that fourth quarter offense. I've already went into that a little bit. Pete Carmichael has to change the offense from this West Coast kind of Drew Brees modified Drew Brees offense. It has to change from that, and it has to be more suited to Jameis. And I think most of that is just went down to we just didn't have the time to do that because the offensive line wasn't blocking. So offensive line needs help bad. I know Isaiah Wynn, he's still available. We didn't get to pick up Alex Leatherwood like I wanted. He got picked up in waivers. I believe he went to the Bears, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. But I really need to see some improvement out of this O-line immediately, or else we need to start shuffling pieces around and trying to obtain more assets at the offensive line position to help. Yeah, I put here Drew Brees type offense will not work with Jameis. It just won't. That's just not who Jameis is. His first read is to look deep, which is fine. But you got to give him some time. I mean, you can't do that if you don't have time. And even with the short and intermediate passing game, Jameis still didn't have time, which is saying a lot. And even Alvin Kamara wasn't really running too well because every single time it seemed like he was getting the handoff, he had to make a motherfucker miss because there was somebody in his face just looking at him like, hey, man, we're here because your offensive guard said, you know what, fuck blocking. I think I want to take today off. So, I'm not really going to get on Jameis too much because Jameis impressed me with his fourth quarter comeback, his wherewithal, his moxie. I love it, man. He wasn't doing too well in the first quarter. He was missing throws. He was missing wide open guys. But I mean, I would miss wide open guys too if a second into me getting the ball in my hands. There's about 3 Falcons people in my face. And as far as like the miscues with Michael Thomas for I believe his first 3 targets, he threw them all behind Michael Thomas. So Jonathan Vilma, who I'm not really liking as an announcer, he went in and said, "Oh, Michael Thomas keeps slipping." No, Michael Thomas wasn't slipping. Michael Thomas had to try to reach back all the way to Rome to try to catch those balls because there was miscommunication not miscommunication, but mistiming. I should say there was mistiming between Jameis and Michael Thomas. And that's just because them two haven't played together yet. This is the first time that Michael Thomas and Jameis, I believe, have been on the field for a significant amount of time together. It's the first time in a long time because obviously, Michael Thomas didn't play last year and Jameis missed half of the year last year. And Michael Thomas, he's been hurt during training camp with a little hamstring and rehabbing from his ankle. So, but that leads me into my next thing. Michael Thomas is goddamn back. All right. And everybody who called me crazy as hell because I said Michael Thomas is still a top 5 receiver in this league, y'all can go to hell because I was right. Now, of course, he didn't put up the numbers. 57 yards. I mean, you're looking at him like, oh, he didn't do much. Well, he caught 2 touchdowns on what people would say is a top 5 cornerback in the league, A.J. Terrell. A.J. Terrell didn't give up a single touchdown last year, but in his first game of the season this year, with Michael Thomas's first game in about 607 days or some wild-ass number like that, he gave up 2 touchdowns. So as far as I'm concerned, Michael Thomas is a top 5 receiver, and people have got to remember this man was the last time he stepped foot on that field consistently, he was the offensive player of the year, and he broke the receptions record in a season with 149 receptions. Even Cooper Kupp didn't do that last year, and they were spoon-feeding Cooper Kupp's ass. Yes, Cooper Kupp had 200 more yards, but it is what it is. Michael Thomas says he's coming for the loot. The man is back. I don't care what anybody says. He's back. He's back in full force. He looks healthy. He looks great. The man looks just as menacing as he has. And honestly, he's like he looks like a even eviler version of Young Boy. And you know what? I'm okay with that because I need that type of energy on my team. We need to get Alvin Kamara more involved. Like I said before, it's gonna be hard to do if your offensive line isn't blocking that well. Plus, you gotta realize that when Alvin Kamara's in the game, people game plan for him. They want to shut him down because they know how much of a playmaker he is. Mark Ingram looked pretty good running, aside from that really stupid ass fumble he had. But that's football; it happens. You can't just linger on that too much. But we gotta find a way to get him more involved, even if he's getting game planned, even if he's getting locked down in the run game. We gotta figure out a way to just feed him the ball, like on some wheel routes, some angle routes, some slant routes, just something. Get him on a check down route, something. Get him going. Also, he's dealing with a little bit of a rib injury, but I'm sure he'll be fine. The man is tough as nails. I already said Bradley Roby is damn near unplayable. I don't even want to talk about that because that shit would piss me off. Will Lutz was looking very concerning. As y'all also know, Will Lutz he missed all of last season also, along with Michael Thomas. And it kind of looked like it looked like that. He missed his first kick. As far as I can see, the operation and all that was good, but he just missed it. And then his second kick, I believe, was a 49-yard kick or something like that. It was in the 40-yard range. He made it, but it didn't look pretty at all. I don't really know what the cause of that was. I don't know if it was tipped or whatever, but it didn't look good. It was like a line drive duck. Like, it was horrible. So I was very concerned. And then all of a sudden, he just snapped back to the Will Lutz that we all know and love, hitting that game winner on the dumbass Falcons. 51-yarder game, ice in his veins. You know what it is. Cue the D'Angelo Russell celebration. Or you could do Dame time, Lutz time, Big Nuts Lutz. Shout out to the boy. But he's warming up, and it may seem like he might be warm, which is good to see. And I have great adjustment at half, man. We can sit here and we can nitpick about, Jameis didn't look the best. We had -5 passing yards at halftime, which is like the lowest we've ever had in a long time. Um, I mean, you can say a lot of things about how the game went in the first three quarters, but at the end of the day, the most important stat is wins and losses, and we came out with a dub, and we did what we had to do. Jameis came out of the injury tent. They must have shot his ass up with some Toradol, and that man went crazy. He gave him a perk 30 up in that mud. The boy was going crazy after that. So the mark of a good team is a team that knows when something isn't working, because in football, your first game plan that you have 99% of the time will not be the game plan that you end with. You're always having to adjust. Football is a game of chess also. You have to, the coordinators are really going against each other, and you have to figure out what you want to do next. You want to always figure out, you want to always try to stay ahead of your opponent, and you're always constantly adjusting to what they're throwing at you. And the mark of a good team is a team that understands their situation and make changes wherever is necessary. And I've seen a complete turnaround, complete change. Now, the third quarter was still a little bit of a snooze fest, and then the fourth quarter, there's a fire lit under their ass. I guess they realized, wait a minute, we're playing the damn Falcons. Maybe they just spied the Falcons an extra 16 points. We're down 16, so maybe they spied them 16 points just to make the damn game interesting, because the Saints can never make shit easy. But I think the adjustments at halftime and the adjustments going into the fourth quarter really showed me something, especially from Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen has like a 22% win percentage, and that's like the lowest since the merger, I believe, for coaches. And that was, he didn't win that many games with the Raiders back in 2015. What was that, like 7 years ago? But man, I am extremely pleased. I've seen some growth out of him as a head coach, because he made the adjustments. The whole team made adjustments. Pete Carmichael made the adjustments. I honestly trust this coaching staff a lot more, seeing that, and that puts a smile on my face, and that brings me great joy, and it kind of puts me at ease a little bit, because it tells me that Dennis Allen just might be a good coach after all. He has grown in his time here as defensive coordinator, and all these times under Sean Payton. And I've seen a lot of stuff saying, oh, hiring inside of an organization never really works. But I mean, the adjustments, the adjustments made the difference. We won the game. So I mean, I get it. The win wasn't the best looking win. It wasn't the most glamorous win. It was a very exciting game. I love that. It was looking real down bad for us. That real tremendously down bad for us going into the fourth. But we pulled it off. The Saints are going Saint. The Falcons are definitely going Falcons, and we got it done. But that's about all I have for y'all this week. I'm sure my boy's gonna have me doing this again next week. So I mean, if y'all really fuck with this, y'all let me know. I might try to throw on some more people here and there just to come help me out. So I get some good content, good conversations going on. This is my first time we're doing something like this, so shit, y'all let me know how this went. But peace out, y'all. That's all I got. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, all that junk. Peace out.